Well, good day. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Q CCA. This is episode 6, and I'd like to say school's in session. We're joined by two individuals, two winners from the school industry categories that we have. Two different schools, two different cities. Are joining us here today are two ladies, Isis and Carrie Ann from Calgary, one of our Southern Alberta winners, and as well as from Saskatoon. So I'm going to turn it over to them to let themselves introduce themselves. So Isis, why don't we start with you?
Sure. My name is Isis Graham, and I'm an administrator here at Choix School of Music. We have been in business since 2002 in the southwest of Calgary, in a little community called Marta Loop. The school was opened by Kerry Kalmakov and Robert Monchalov, and it's been great working here for the last 15 years for me, and we've also been Consumers' Choice Award winners for the last 3 years in a row. So we're really excited to be here, and we're super honored to have that award again in 2020.
Great, thank you. Carrie Ann?
Hi there, my name is Carrie Ann Puderak, and I am the Assistant Director of Pure Energy Dance Company in Saskatoon. And we've been in business since 1976, so we're heading into our 45th year. And we are a Consumer's Choice Award winner for 3 years in a row now, and we're just delighted.
Great. Well, on behalf of myself and everyone watching this, thanks to you both for taking your time to be a willing participant in this, but also I'm looking forward to hearing the insights that you guys have to share. I know when I did the call to action in the last one, I mentioned, I'd like to shift gears a little bit and get a little bit more into the tactics. The first handful of episodes that we did, we were asking how people have adapted during these times and describe, maybe the biggest obstacles. And, I felt a little bit now as I had come out of that last episode, if there's a quote from a movie, if you've seen As Good as It Gets, there's that scene where Jack Nicholson says to Helen Hunt, "I'm drowning here and you're describing the water." I feel, we're getting a little into that. Everyone is facing obstacles, and, we've all, and it's been, very insightful to learn the different industries and the challenges they're facing. But, let's shift gears and talk about, how we're coming out of that and the things that we're doing as we've all adapted to continue our businesses. So I'm going to ask a couple questions, and we are getting into the tactics. But I'd like to set some context. So to you both, and I'll start with Carrie Ann. Prior to COVID, what were your most effective marketing and advertising channels?
For us, it was social media, such as Facebook and Instagram, and then Google. And of course, having a well-maintained website is really important as well. But social media is really where it's at. Used to be print ads. Not so much anymore.
And yourself, Isis?
Yeah, so for us, actually, being a music school, we rely heavily on word of mouth. The one-on-one elements of music lessons are really important to children and families. The dynamic between their teacher and their child is really, really important to finding the right teacher. So over the years, our school has developed and built just a lot around word of mouth, but obviously we've moved into more technology-based ways of spreading the word, and definitely social media is one of them. Obviously, the website being up to date, that's a great point you made, Carrie Ann, because it's really true. People are using Google so much right now, and we find that a lot of our traffic comes from Google searches, and retargeting ads also really help us a lot.
A great segue. That was leading right into my next question. So, that was great that, to understand what you had all been doing prior to COVID. Isis, you kind of started speaking a little bit of what you've had to adapt to today. But yeah, hearing about, it's online and you're driving traffic, social media channels to your website, and the importance of maintaining your website. How has that changed for you and your companies in the past 8 to 10 weeks? And Isis, you started speaking. Why don't we start with you?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we had to go from private one-on-one lessons to everything online and virtual in a matter of hours. So we were, adapting really quickly, getting our teachers up to speed on things like Zoom and FaceTime. So all of our students were quickly living their lives online. I think everyone on this planet was doing the same thing. But so our communication had to go that same route. We've been doing very meaningful newsletters that are very heavy on information, but not too much text, like not wearing people thin with big bodies of text. But, having our classes move online means that we have to be very clear in our communications, lots of step-by-steps, and don't forget, those extra areas that they need support in, and more technical support than usual. But, it's great. People have been so open-minded about this change. It's actually been incredible. I think for us, the social media element, because our students aren't necessarily connected with us on social media, it's more their parents. Sometimes social media isn't our greatest tool, but the newsletters for us really do a lot of good because they inform people, they help support what's going on in their lessons, and it's been great for us that way.
Keeping that communication with the parents has been really, really important. So a lot more emails. Our students really love the social media. They love to do their, we've given them assignments, dancing and videoing, and we put it on social media, and they've just eaten that up. Like they love it. They love that attention. So social media has been really good for us. But as far as communication with our parents, yes, for sure, lots of emailing. And the biggest change for us is, we were always doing the social media posts and fun activities, but we've definitely amped that up. So it's increased a lot.
Yeah, and that is time consuming. Having the time in your day for social media, making sure your content is great, and that kids are submitting videos. That's like a whole new part of our daily life now. We have allocated much more time in our administrative schedule for those kinds of tasks. So in terms of the workload, our business has changed in terms of what we put as a priority. Whereas before, we might not have made social media a priority over other things, right? It's really interesting how that shifts when something like this happens. You know what, Jeff? I was going to say that one really great silver lining that's come out of our business is actually the interconnectivity between our staff and our teachers. Right away, our teachers just jumped the guns, and they were making resource groups and like helping each other with different like teaching techniques and helping each other through technology. And while we have a really great culture at our school all the time, this has made it so that people are way more connected. And I was really surprised to find that that was something that would happen just like that. And we've been trying to create something like that for years just in person, but it just didn't work out the same. And now we have more interconnectivity. And we are so shocked to find out that, hey, yeah, we can actually do virtual recitals, and we can actually do online lessons. And now online music lessons for us is going to be an offering that we're going to keep having after COVID is over, which is really cool. It means that our business is changing and adapting. It's really fun.
Next question I was going to have was, so you've made these changes over the past 2 months or so, and I'm glad to hear that there's been some positive you mentioned. So good or bad, Carrie, and I'd like to hear from you. What are changes that now you are going to be doing, whether it's, to some degree the stuff that Isis described, just sort of with how your operations operate, but also maybe how, as it relates to future marketing yourself, communicating to a customer base, that you think you've been forced into for the long run?
Yes, we will definitely be going forward with our Zoom classes. So learning the online platform has been really, really important, obviously, to keep our business running. But like Isis had mentioned, all of our staff meetings have gone online. And, this is one thing that I was like, why haven't we been doing this all along? We've been trying to, when can everyone get to the studio? When can we all meet together? This is so much easier. So as far as Zoom meetings, absolutely continue with that. And as far as increased revenue, let's continue with the online classes in addition to our in-person schedule that we've always had.
Now, I'm asking one final question. I'm asking all our winners to share this because I think this is, I love the answers that people are giving, because it's also a good reminder to everyone watching this. What has it meant for your businesses prior to, and probably especially during these times, being a Consumer Choice Award winning company? So, Carrie, why don't we start with you?
Well, I think being a Consumer's Choice Award winner, people trust, that we're a good business. It gives us credibility. So I think in these times when things have to change and shift, and we're making decisions about how to proceed, I think that gives them a level of trust, that they trust us with what we plan to do going ahead. And I think that they will also trust us with what we do in the future, as far as like protocols that have to be in place. That, I think that's the biggest thing is the trust.
Everything that Carrie Ann said, I would have to agree with there. And I think when we have that plaque on our wall, we look over and see it, the Consumer Choice Award, for me, it's a great reminder that we have amazing clients, and that this what we've built here is a community, and the reason why we win these awards is because we have such great relationships with our clients. And so it's a constant reminder for us to do the work for that reason, and always keep our customers in their best interest in mind. And again, back to the trust thing, that is definitely one of the most important parts of running a business, a medium small business, is that you have to have that customer trust and the future trust and the past trust and the present trust, right? It's great. Thank you, Consumer Choice. You're the best.
Well, thank you. And I mean, I won't get into the whole, the selection process, but it has nothing to do with us, really. It's just, your great reputations in the marketplace that you're in. So, and, I've always said, the Consumer Choice Award symbol is only as good as the companies that use it. And we are honored to be with, each market's best coast to coast. So thank you both. I really enjoyed this. Thank you for your willingness to participate. And, I'm really, some of that, those great answers you gave, going right back to the beginning about, what worked for you prior to COVID in terms of both of you guys being so active online with your advertisements, and how you've just embraced what's happening to do what you had been doing prior, and just making it better and more appropriate to what's going on. So thank you both for sharing. I've been really enjoying these episodes. I hope you have been as well. If you'd like to participate, in the email that I sent you is my contact information. We're going to continue moving forward with very, very specific tactics. I'd love to hear from you if you've been doing something through this that has worked for your business really well. And so reach out to me anytime. So Isis, Carrie Ann, thank you both so much for your time. And I really hope that I get to see you both in person really soon.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, thanks again, and look forward to seeing you all soon. Have a great day.